Hi, I'm Jeff Richards and welcome to Japan Today Spotlight. In many parts of rural Japan, you'll find old houses that look like something from a horror film. Some are multi-generational homes that have been abandoned for years. They sit untouched, waiting for someone to buy or knock them down. These abandoned houses, known as Akiya, are now a hot topic in Japanese real estate. They attract interest from overseas buyers as well as urban residents looking for a second home or a rental project. They are also cheap. And this is where many people online start dreaming of a country escape in Japan. In this edition of Japan Today Spotlight, we look at why Akiya are everywhere and how to find one, how to buy one, and what may make you think twice. And no, they aren't haunted unless you believe in that sort of thing. Why Akiya are everywhere. Japan had around 9.3 million vacant houses at the end of 2023, according to the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications. About 14% of all homes in the country. That's roughly 1 in 7. And Akiya are not limited to rural, depopulated areas. You can find them in cities and suburbs. Decaying facades, overgrown weeds, rotting wood, the kind of place you imagine the Addams family would live. Why so many? One major factor is the rising number of single, elderly residents who pass away alone. Others move into nursing homes and leave their houses empty. Another big reason is inheritance. When a homeowner dies, many inheritors don't want to live there. Inherited homes bring inheritance taxes, which can reach 55% depending on the estate. For younger heirs, that often means paying hundreds of thousands of yen every year to maintain a house that they don't live in. So they simply abandon it. Why Akiya are a problem? For local governments, Akiya are a growing headache. The central and local governments face pressure to demolish or repurpose them. Years of neglect lead to cracked walls, sagging ceilings, mold, and pests. They're the perfect homes for rats and termites. Japan has a law called the Act on Promotion of Special Measures Against Empty Houses. It allows city mayors to warn owners if a house is unsafe or a threat to public hygiene. If the owner ignores the warning, the mayor can demolish the house, even if the owner is unknown. Progress has been slow. Identifying owners is difficult, paperwork is messy, and many Akiya have complicated family histories. How to find an Akiya. If you want to find one of these Akiya for yourself, the best place to start is an Akiya Bank website, and we'll link a few of those in the description. These are municipal databases that match buyers and renters with the vacant homes. Real estate companies are now using satellite imagery and artificial intelligence to identify these abandoned houses. A startup called Where Incorporated uses AI trained on more than 10,000 photos to detect aging roofs and rust patterns. Houses that appear abandoned are flagged on satellite maps, a rare case where Japan is using modern technology to solve a rather old problem. How to buy an Akiya. Once you find your future dream home to be, prepare for the red tape. You may be able to renovate. More often, you'd tear it down and rebuild. While Akiya, the homes themselves, can be dirt cheap, the land is another matter. In many cases, the land is worth far more than the structure. If you plan to demolish and rebuild, make sure your purchase includes the land. Local rules vary. Next, come fees and taxes, registration, licenses, agent commissions, acquisition tax, and property tax. It's important to note, and common sense, that all documentation will be in Japanese. Also, many real estate agents here will not take non-Japanese speakers as clients. The whole process can take months. That being said, foreigners can buy real estate in Japan. There is no residency requirement. Permanent residency can help, but a purchase of any real estate does not guarantee status of residence. Overseas buyers often use bilingual agencies to handle everything. Local governments generally prefer that foreign buyers live in the Akiya rather than rent them out. They want people who will join the community and spend money locally. That preference is becoming stronger as more foreigners look at rural property. Are Akiya a good investment? It depends. A Japan Today poll earlier this year found 54% of readers said no. The main reason? High renovation or demolition costs. On the other hand, Sumika Corporation, which repurposes vacant homes for overseas investors, says its clients earn 8 to 12% annual returns. That compares to 3 to 6% in Western markets. Their clients are overseas based. They don't have to navigate the entire process alone. They use experts. They avoid the language barrier. For foreigners living here in Japan, it's more challenging. You do everything yourself and, of course, in Japanese. The best advice is to talk to people who have already done it. Learn the pros and cons before you make a decision. It's not for everyone, but for the right person, it can work. So, would you ever buy an Akiya? Or is the risk too high, even with the low price? Let's hear your hot takes on these hot properties in Japan. Thanks for watching Japan Today Spotlight, and from the Japan Today newsroom here in Tokyo, I'm Jeff Richards. See me next time.